right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elected in 1/3, and Adawan Ratazah. This lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. And Tawada Abanawa Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Rakakwadash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, this is what Yahawashi was talking about. All right. So this is going to be a prophecy update, prophetic sign update. Okay. And let me just share my screen here. Excuse me. All right. Let's go right here. Okay. And let me see. Just this one, breaking news. This just came out. It says, as tension, I can't even click on this because they're greedy ass. You need money. But right here it says, as tensions rise with Pakistan, a moment of truth for India's military. Okay. India is Elam. So in that region, you also have Iran, Persia. Okay. Iran is Persia in the Bible, which Persia goes back to Elam as well. But this right here is what Yahawashi was saying. We are going to see the signs in the times. Now, the original article was End Times headline. So let me share that with you real quick. Let's put End Times headline. Such a good name, headline. Let me see if it pops right up. Okay, let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's actually look this up. I want to show you. There's a lot of good information on this article or website. Let me see. Where is it? Is it End Times headline? Let me see. Should have had it together. Forgive me. So right here, I don't know if you're familiar with this, End Time headlines. There we go. All right. I guess I didn't space it out right. So, you know, these are good things to watch, you know, as being watchmen. Okay. So see right here, war between India or war between Elam. All right. And Pakistan. Okay. Now look, it says both have nuclear weapons and now they are on the verge of war. Now, first of all, a lot of people that are, questions or asking questions biblically, you know, they don't have the simple breakdowns. Now we can go into the scriptures, which I'll show you right here. We can show you with biblical proof that, I'll say it like this. We can show you that nuclear missiles are biblical proof. Okay, when you go into Isaiah, the 54th chapter, all right here. Okay, Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. So the smith would be a modern day chemist or scientist, right? And it says, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Now that's the mechanisms of them designing what you know as ICBMs, all right? And it says, and I have created the waster to destroy. Now the waster is the nuclear missiles, okay, and particularly the warhead within it, all right? So right here, we have biblical proof or precepts while we read in real time breaking news, things that are going on globally. This is what Yahawashi was talking about before his return. And, you know, I know you brothers, man, you could feel it. You know, you could feel Yahweh Bashem Shai growing nearer, okay, growing closer. Okay, because there was a time where he wasn't close to us. All right, so now we are seeing the words jumping off the page, and we are feeling the presence of prophecy. All right, we're feeling the presence of prophecy. Now let me get that for you real quick. So this is what Yahawashi was talking about. Okay, so let's put the red letter on. We know this precept, but now we got to read it. Okay, this is what it means to prophesy, say before it happens. So we've been saying this before it happens, but now you're starting to see, pop-ups here, things going on there. Now check this out. Okay, when you start at verse 3, it says, and Matthew 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and let me just say this, lessons like these are uplifting because we are in captivity, but we're at the end of the captivity. So as we see, ground level were still being lorded over. Esau's still proud, driving his BS vehicles. They're just business as usual. But we have this secret information that's going to affect the public, So this is good news for us. And everyone else is just going around. No one's changing their lives because they see India is beefing with Pakistan. But what they don't understand is Yahawashi spoke about how there will be nations against nations. The spirit of war is heightening, okay? The spirit of war is heightening. And actually, let me give you that real quick. This is Isaiah 13. Check this out. This is Isaiah 13 and 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, okay? Like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gather together. This is war. Look, the Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. So the Lord is putting a spirit of war in the air right now. You have to understand, when it comes to fighting, conflict, it's a spiritual ignition first, okay? There's a spirit that comes with war. All right. But this war is going to be with a fuel of fire, which I got to grab that as well for you in the book of Isaiah. So what I want to show you is this. I want to show you this word right here for mustereth. OK, check this out. So when you go down to this word mustereth, if it's not in the blue letter, I will show you it in the online etymology. Look. To attend to, muster, to pay attention, observe, appoint. So he's mustering the battle. He's assigning the battle. Okay. Now let me give you the one in the, check this out. So let's go like this real quick. Let's go here and let me see, muster. Okay. So let's put muster right here. And it's actually a war term. Okay, let me see. Muster, to display, reveal, to demonstrate. This is why you're seeing armies demonstrating their military. Let's put Iran demonstrates. Okay, this is demonstrations. Let's see. Let me see. Let me put demonstrate, and then we'll put military. Iran, military. Let's do this. Okay. Iran frequently demonstrates its military capabilities through parades and exercising, showcasing its advanced weapons system, including missiles and drones. All right. So now, 3 weeks ago, U.S. military buildup in Diego risk assessment. Iran shows off military might and footage. See, just a month ago. So these nations are being mustered right now, but the ultimate prophecy of them being mustered will be them going to war in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Now let me go back to my point. Now I might have to put the word mustereth, okay? Because I'm going to show you something. The actual definition of mustereth means it's military term, okay? So let's go like this. And where is it again? Mustereth. Okay, let's take that. It might be Google. Let me see. Copy. Go here. Let's try it like this. Let's see what comes up. And let's see. Okay, nothing found. So then we're going to take it and we'll put it on Google's. Oh, maybe it's this way. Mustard. Let's see. See? Muster. Okay, it's kind of the same thing. Act of showing. Oh, there. Look. Act of showing. There it is. There it is. See, muster means the assembly or act of gathering troops. Okay, the act of gathering troops. So when you're just walking by and you see Iran presenting a drill or China doing a parade, what you're witnessing is the spirit of these militaries being mustered together. Okay, so it's a spiritual, it's a spirit. All right, that's why it says the Yahweh is a man. All right, he's a God of war. Let me get it. I probably just butchered it. Let's go to Exodus 15 and 3. Okay, see? Exodus 15 and 3. All right, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi is his name. Okay, so Yahweh is a man of war. So the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So you're starting to see the kingdoms of these men heighten their warlike abilities, okay? Because this is what Yahawashi was saying what would happen before he returns. So now let's go back that we made these points. A lot of people that are looking for who they call Jesus or believing in the Bible, they don't have the spiritual guidance through the Holy Spirit to break down in real time what's going on globally and where we're at biblically. So where we're at biblically, we would say we're at the door. Okay, it's at the door, as Yahawashi said. Okay, so when I saw India and Pakistan tension rising, I said, man, that's what Yahawashi said what would happen. Just like every time there's an earthquake or more talk of pestilence, I'm like, this is what Yahawashi said would be before he returns. Let's read it. Matthew 20, 24 and 3. And as he being Yahawashi, sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, just like someone coming up to camp, someone asking on the comment board, a new believer, that is just waking up. They may ask a sincere question, but it's a very good and simple question that should be asked. Like, what can you give it to me, the breakdown? Like, where are we at? What's going to happen? What do I do? There it is. Okay. And it says, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign? What shall be the sign of thy coming? And you know what's heavy? Other men asked Yahawashi certain things, and he got mad at them because they weren't asking sincerely. They needed a sign. These men were asking sincerely, and then Yahawashi told them privately. Like right now, this is a public message, but it's like it's private because not everyone is tuning in. That's why a lot of these videos are being not seen on a level that other videos are getting the view count. But Esau plays with the views. So, we could get to the kingdom and find out some brothers' views that only say 100 could actually be 1,000,000. I'm just speaking as a man, but at the end of the day, it don't matter. All right. The spirit gathers the elect. So as long as the elect gets it, that's what matters. It says, what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to pull two words out of here. The first word I do want to touch on is the word world. But before we do that, let's go into this word sign, okay? Because I was actually looking up some scriptures with sign in it. Now, when you go here, excuse me, the word sign goes into a sign, a mark, okay? A sign, prodigy, unusual occurrence. So someone could say, well, there's always earthquakes. Yeah. Okay. But did you see that there was X amount of earthquakes in less than 24 hours? I think Texas, since we're doing this, let's do this. Let's defend. Okay. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's ask Google. Has there been a unusual, that's what we're going to ask, unusual amount of earthquakes? Let's just put earthquakes in general. Let's see. While the world experiences many earthquakes annually, recent reports indicate an unusual number of great earthquakes. See? You see that? An unusual number. So somebody, shut up. Shut your ass up. This is why for you brothers out there, you don't have to have a back and forth conversation with everyone. Okay. Sometimes, mainly at camp, but it's like, we tell people what it is. We're not here to have a matching wits. We're telling you what the truth is, not what you think. All right. So look at this. We didn't know, but we put this in. It says there's been an unusual number of great earthquakes in the past decade. This surge, look, now here comes Esau. Here comes man. We have the scripture to prove it, but he's going to go, well, particularly the triggering effects of large tectonic plates have shifted off the axis. Shut up. That's why the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Shut your ass up. Shut up. Matter of fact, let me get that. 1 Corinthians, because I'm around a lot of smart, dumbass people, There's 1 Corinthians 3. College did a number. All right. College did a number on these people. A little certificate got these people walking around with great pomp. Okay. Right here. Look. 1 Corinthians 3, we're going to start at 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, right? You could have someone learning, but they think because they went to college or even the cemetery school, the seminary theologian, I've actually met Edomites that come across really proud just because they're now studying the Bible, like legitimately, you know what I mean? Like, so we don't deal with man's wisdom. All right. Now it says, let him become a fool that he may be wise. So if you're coming into this truth and you think you got something to add, you already messed up. You got to be humble and you gotta relearn. Now look, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Exactly. So we're going to the scriptures to say how it says there's going to be earthquakes. And then he'll admit, well, yeah, there is a lot more earthquakes unusually. And then we ask him why. And this is where he goes into man's wisdom instead of the spirit of prophecy. See the difference? We have been blessed with the spirit of prophecy. So soon it's going to come to a point where the Lord is going to be like, call your stargazers now. Call your monthly prognosticators. Call them niggas in the white coat and glasses, and have them break it down. Yeah, well, we frequently see that, including, no, wrong again. All right, everyone's wrong. The Holy Spirit is right. Now, it says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh. So the days that we are in, man is going to try to attempt to break down what's happening prophetically, and he's going to be wrong again. Okay, man is going to try to explain scientifically why these things are happening. Okay, these phenomenons, these unusual events. Nope, it's prophecy. This is what Yahawashi was talking about. That's all it is. It says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And where is this written? It's written in the book of Job, the 5th chapter. So if the wise, the elite of Esau, is going to be taken in his own craftiness, how much more the people below him? Okay, and I keep thinking about the magicians in Egypt and how they couldn't compare to the power that the Lord bestowed upon Moses, the men of the Lord. All right, and that's what's going to happen. The men of the Lord are going to triumph in the spirit over the carnality of mere man. So now that we got that point out the way, I do have some fun facts I want to give you. But before I do, let's go back. All right, so now we got this word sign. Look, of signs pretending remarkable events soon to happen. See? So this is a sign. See, someone else in Babylon, they're not going to take this like, oh, okay, it's war. It's another rumor. No. Hey, there's a lot of signs, man. Okay, there's a lot of signs taking place right now. All right, and we are to take these serious. Now we're also waiting for that in particular sign, meaning what? The mark, the MOTB. So we're waiting for bigger signs, little sign, big sign, still a sign. Little sign, big sign, but it's still a sign. Okay, last word I want to go into is the word a world. I already explained it. I already said it. Age. So this word world, what will be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Now, someone could look at that and say the world's going to end. No, wrong. This is translated from Greek. So this word world just means age, eon. So somebody's going to say, like yesterday, this woman came to camp. She said, the world's going to end, like thinking that the entire planet Earth. No. That word world means age. That's a Greek word, eon. Like someone says, man, I haven't seen you in eons. That doesn't mean literally hundreds of years. Just means a certain period of time I haven't seen you. And it felt like a very long time. So what will be the sign of thy coming and the end of an age? So now we have been given the ingredients or colors to paint the picture of prophecy pertaining to the end of an age, the end of an eon. So this is why we take these signs in a very rejoiceful manner and not just, oh yeah, Pakistan, oh yeah, Russia. No, what we're saying is, look, these are signs that are still surrounding prophetically what we need to see. Okay, so now let's jump down into it. Okay, look, see, Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. Now I'm going to show you what I did here. So all I asked was, because one thing I tell you, bro, you gotta make Google, you gotta use Google. Okay, you gotta use AI. All right, don't have a conversation. You got to use it. Make that shit think. All right. So look, I said, what active wars are going on in the world right now? Several active wars and armed conflicts are ongoing worldwide. Okay. Now I want to see the image. Look at that. Okay. See that? Look at this. Look at all this. Now let's go back. Let's read it. And it says, including Russia, Ukraine, Amalek, Palestine, Syria civil war, and the Sudanese civil war. Additionally, conflicts persist in Myanmar, which there was just an earthquake here. Look at this. So there's conflict in this land. Now I'm going to copy it. And where are we going? We're going here. Yeah. And look, wasn't there just an earthquake here? Let's put this. And then let's put earth. That's look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Estimated magnitude 4.1. When was this? Was that today? Oh, 11:55. Was that today? Wow, that'd be crazy. Was this just right now? Wow. Look. Myanmar TikTok astrologer what arrested for predicting new earthquakes. So wait a minute. There's two things we're going to pull out of this. One, that reminds me of Isaiah 47, when the Lord tells Esau and Babylon to go call your monthly prognosticators or astrologers. And two, this also lets me know that because we're prophesizing, we could also be blamed for when the prophecy gets fulfilled because we prophesized it. Over 200,000 displaced after powerful earthquake strikes central Myanmar, if that's how you pronounce it. Excuse me, I went to public school. Blame Esau, not me. So look at this. There's actually wars going on and earthquakes in this region. Those are the signs Yahawashi was talking about. Okay. So I don't know if this meant now, but that's heavy, So it proves we're just being moved through the Holy Spirit. So now let's, what did we say? Okay. So we got this. So you got a whole bunch of things going on right now, but this is also what Yahawashi said would be taking place. Now I asked Google this. Check this out. Check this out, brothers. I said, did Yahawashi, you hear that, IUIC? See how I didn't put Christ, okay? See how I didn't put that word in there? I put Yahawashi, and look what it said. Yes, Yahawashi did foretell that wars and rumors of wars would precede his return. See that? So these are the signs that are going to be taking place before his return. He instructed his followers to be vigilant, understanding that such events are part of the signs leading up to his second coming. However, the Bible also clarifies that these events do not necessarily mean the world will be destroyed. Yeah, we know that. No, the empire will be destroyed. Babylon will be destroyed, but the world will abides forever. Okay, the world abides forever. This is a false prophet. Put curses on this guy. Don't click on his videos. Put curses on this demon right here. Okay, it's a false prophet and a demon. He's got someone's weird auntie's hairdo. I don't trust people like that. So back to truth. Okay, so look, even AI acknowledged the name of Yahawashi in reference to referring to who they call Jesus. But look, it tells you right here. Yes, wars is a part of the signs. Okay, so let's go back. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. Now, the ultimate war will be the third woe. Let me prove that to you. And that's right here. Let's go to Revelations 11. Okay, so the ultimate war that you should be looking for will take place in the so-called Middle East. And Amalek is going to be involved in that because Amalek has to draw Babylon out. Now, Trump also made a statement. Hold on, let me get my points together. Trump made a statement. He said, let's go to this. Trump said Israel won't drag me into war. Let's just see what comes up with that. Let AI do the rest. Yep. Well, see, right here, 2 days ago, Trump, Israel won't drag us into war with Iran. Wait a minute. Now that's what man says. I got two precepts though. It says, let me get them. Okay, I gotta walk this all down. Let's go to Proverbs 27. Okay. See, man can say a lot. We don't give a shit what man says. Okay, man can say whatever he wants. It doesn't mean it's true. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can he know his own way? Let me prove that to you real quick. Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? How can a man say today he's not going to go to war, but then tomorrow he's in war? See? Because why? Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahawashi Shai. The king's mind is in the hand of Yahawashi Shai. Just makes me think about Ezekiel 38. Well, the Lord is going to put the hooks in the Magog or Russia's jaws and turn him back into that old USSR, that Soviet spirit. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, he will. See? So the Lord does that. Now, let's prove this. Let's prove that that statement is false. When you put least of the flock, okay, least of the flock is referring to Amalek, because Amalek is the youngest established rulership of Esau today. All right, because remember, they didn't get in there till 1948. All right, they already had Babylon, Britain, Spain, what else? Britain, Spain, France. You know, I'm thinking of the seven heads of Rev 13. But then you had the youngest or the least, okay, because this word least goes in the youngest. The youngest out of Esau's rulership is who? Amalek. Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he has taken against Edom, or he's taken against Babylon. So these two prophetic precepts interline with each other. Edom and Babylon. Edom and Babylon. So Edom is ruling in Babylon. And his purpose that he has purpose against the inhabitants of Teman, okay, are the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So even though Pakistan, India, that's signs, but then once you see these signs, then you're like, okay, but it's not the end just yet. But these signs are building up to where it's going to be a greater sign, as in something like this. See? So something's going to happen that's going to culminate into a connected world war. And who's going to be the center of it? Amalek and Babylon, Iran, Russia, China, okay? But us seeing the Elam or India and Pakistan beefing, and then Russia, so we're seeing the spirit of war in the air, all right? So then once you understand that, then you understand the key players within that, all right? Now it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So now from there, let's just click this word least really, really quick, just so we can show you that the least means like youngest, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see real quick. Yes, least. Go here. Let me see. Look, see, little and young. See, 1948. All right, 1948. That's a very young established empire that Esau is ruling over. A bastard should dwell in Ashdod. So that's the young. Now, from there, let's see what else I got for you. So Trump said that Israel won't drag us into war. Wrong again. Prophecy says they will drag you into war. So something's going to happen with Amalek and Persia in that region. And remember, Persia is linked or allied with Russia. So if Amalek attacks Persia, then Russia has to step in to help Persia, and Babylon has to step in to help Amalek. That's how you got North Korea, South Korea. Let me show you that real quick. Watch. Russia helped North Korea. Let's see. Did Russia help North Korea have formalized a defense agreement now? But this is going back to the Korean War. Let me put Korean War. Let me do that. Russia admits North Korea's help. See? So, but then now, I wanted the actual war, but I'll show you like this. That America helped South Korea. See? See, yes, the United States played a key role in assisting South Korea during the Korean War. So you had Babylon helping one portion of these people, then Russia helping the other. So we're gonna see that play out again, but that's gonna be the third woe. Revelations 11 and 14 says, the second war has passed. Woe, the second woe has passed, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, so you can easily see what is being said prophetically playing out globally. Okay. Now, let me see what else I got for you. We got that. Okay, we got this point. All right, let's finish this. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. See? So we're hearing about rumors, but we're not being troubled, right? Because, right here, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, which then leads me yet again to mention the MOTB. Okay, so see how we can break down biblically the trail that leads to war, but there's also another direction that has to be taken before we meet the end of the road of that war. Because the end all be all of what we're talking about war will be the destruction of Babylon. But before that takes place, there has to be a mandatory marking. So it's beautiful to see the signs that Yahawashi is talking about. So then we have a better understanding of where we're at collectively. So now we have stability. Okay, we have the knowledge and we have wisdom. So now we're watching and understanding why it's happening, who is involved in it, and what's going to take place from it. Okay, see, look, for nation shall rise against nation. So you have these nations that are lining up, getting themselves together, having talks of war, And matter of fact, let me give you this definition for the word war as well. Look at this. So when you go into this word war, did I pass it? Here it is. Check this out. So when you go into the word war, it goes into war, a fight, a battle, dispute, strife, quarrel, warfare. Okay. So you're seeing quarrels, you're seeing strife, and you're seeing battles, but these battles are going to lead to a major conflict or a world war. But there's in particular players that got to get involved. Certain things have to happen, maybe an assassination, something like that to really get it popping. Okay. So, you just got to keep watching, prophetically, have the prophetic plate in front of you. Now, let me also get Isaiah 9:5 real quick. Okay. Because at the end all be all, Isaiah 9:5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So ultimately, the signs that are being shown or showcased, the end all be all, these signs will be a destruction of Babylon, burning and fuel of fire. And these people are actually going to be fuel for fire as well. Okay. So let me see what else do I got for you. Let's go back here. Let's go down this. All right. And you're going to see more threats, more talks. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. That's war, world war. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. See? So been seeing Esau push this a lot lately. More of this. You can see with Babylon, the famine can also be through the prophecy of the black horse, where food will be so expensive, then the sown places will be found unsown. So then you're going to see the storehouses becoming empty. All right. So you can see how the famines are going to play out as well. Okay. So I believe that's all I got for you. Let me see. Yeah, I believe that's what we got. So, yeah. All right. So that's the lesson, man. I just wanted to touch on this real quick. It caught my eye. And, yeah, man, call Allah Yahawashi Shai. The signs are here. Little sign, big sign, still a sign. It's still a sign. So this is what Yahawashi was talking about, man. So call Allah Yahawashi Shai. All right. So that's the lesson. I pray that this lesson was edifying, enlightening, encouraging, and comforting. I pray that Yahawashi's sheep are truly being fed. And I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.